Hi P6, welcome back to your second writing lesson. How is everyone doing? Awesome. I hope everyone is doing okay and that all your classes are going well. I know it's a bit of a weird time, but I'm excited to be back and continuing our writing lesson. For those who might not remember, we are currently working on Unit 1 in the writing book, which is called All About Me. The purpose of this unit is to help teach us how to write about ourselves. And when we write about ourselves, it is called an autobiography. So the goal of this unit is to help us better write an autobiography. In the last lesson, we had a big tip for writing on one of the pages that we spent a lot of time on. Does anybody remember what that tip for writing was? Great job. We learned how to organize a paragraph's structure. So you have a paragraph, which is a chunk of writing, a bunch of different sentences, and we learned how to organize them into a nice, flowing, easy-to-read paragraph. Does anybody remember the different parts of a paragraph or the 3 different parts you need to make sure your paragraph is complete? Awesome job. For those who might not remember, and for those who do, let's watch this video about writing paragraphs and the structure of a paragraph so that we can refresh our minds and go into this lesson very confident in our ability to organize and structure a paragraph. So let's go ahead and watch this video.
Look at these 2 paragraphs. Can you tell which one is a good paragraph and which one is not? Yes, the first one is a good paragraph. How do you know? It's a good paragraph because it focuses on a single topic, which is my mother. The second paragraph talks about many different things. In fact, each sentence in the second paragraph talks about a different topic, which is really a bad idea. So, a good paragraph focuses on a single topic or idea. Remember that. Today, we shall learn about 3 very important components of a paragraph: topic sentence, supporting sentences, adding details. Look at this simple paragraph. Read it aloud. Now look again at the first sentence. It says, trees are useful to us. This is called the topic sentence of the paragraph. The rest of the sentences in the paragraph must support or agree with this topic sentence. Now look at the other sentences in the paragraph. Do they support the topic sentence? Do they tell us how the trees are useful to us? Yes, indeed. They support the topic sentence. Trees are useful to us. So, this is a good paragraph indeed. It has a topic sentence, and the rest of the sentences in the paragraph support the topic sentence. This sentence says, a dog is a useful animal. All the other sentences must support or prove how a dog is a useful animal. Let's see. It guards our house. Does this sentence prove that a dog is a useful animal? Yes. It protects us from burglars. Does this sentence support that the dog is a useful animal? Yes, of course. It plays with us and entertains us. Does it support that a dog is a useful animal? Yes, of course again. It keeps us safe and makes our life easy. This sentence too supports the topic sentence. So, a good paragraph must have a topic sentence that controls the other sentences. Now here is a little exercise for you. Look at this paragraph. The topic sentence is missing. Can you put in the topic sentence in this paragraph? Well, here are two options for you. Choose one. You are right. The correct option is Mrs. Lama is a very busy person. As you have seen, the main sentence of a paragraph, which is usually the first sentence, is called the topic sentence. The rest of the sentences in the paragraph are called supporting sentences. They support the topic sentence. Have a look at this paragraph now. It's about Pokhara. What is the topic sentence? Pokhara is an amazing place to visit. The rest of the sentences, which are the supporting sentences, must support why or how Pokhara is an amazing place to visit. In this paragraph, there are three supporting sentences. Let's look at each of them. First, it is a place known for its scenic beauty. Also, Pokhara offers a range of adventure activities for the visitors. In addition, you get to visit exotic places within the city. As you can see, all of these three supporting sentences support the topic sentence, Pokhara is an amazing place to visit. Now let's go to the next item, adding details. Often you need to add details to your supporting sentences. Adding details makes the paragraph stronger. Let's see how we can add details to our paragraph about Pokhara. Look, each of the supporting sentences has a detail now. Does the paragraph look better? Yes, indeed. So it's important to add details to the supporting sentences. You can give examples and further information when you add details. For example, let's look at the first supporting sentence. It talks about scenic beauty. In the details section, examples of scenic beauty are given. For example, clear views of snow-capped mountains like Annapurna and Dhaulagiri, and the scenic reflection of Machapuchre Peak on the waters of Fewa Lake are mentioned.
Awesome, I hope that video was helpful. In that video, we saw that the parts of a paragraph include the topic sentence, which is the very first sentence, which tells us what the rest of the paragraph will be about. The next part of a paragraph that is so important is the supporting details. These are the sentences that make up the body of the paragraph, and they support the topic sentence. They provide details and information and facts that back up and support the very first sentence. So everything in the paragraph should relate back to the first sentence, the topic sentence. And then, even though they did not talk about it too much in the video, we also know that we need a concluding sentence at the very end of a paragraph. So the three main parts of a paragraph are the topic sentence, the supporting details, and the concluding sentence. That last concluding sentence summarizes and restates the topic sentence to help nicely end the paragraph. So again, the concluding sentence summarizes what you talked about in the rest of the paragraph so that it can nicely end the sentence in a very clear way. Before we move on, I want everybody to take out a clean sheet of paper. Any color can look like whatever as long as it is clean and there's plenty of room for you to write. So everybody get out a sheet of paper, and at the top of the paper, I want you to write tips for writing. Tips for writing, just like this. And then below that, I want you to write the structure of a paragraph, just like this. I will flash this on the screen later, and I will give you time to write it, so just listen for right now. As we move along in the semester, every time we come across a new tip for writing, I want you to write it down on this sheet of paper. So keep this sheet of paper all semester, and every time we learn a new tip for writing, I ask that you add it to the list. That way, by the end of the semester or by the end of the year, all of your writing tips will be on one sheet of paper that you can easily look at next time you need to write a paper, a story, an essay, whatever it is. All of the different tips we've learned will be in one place, so you can easily look at it. So I will flash up on the screen what I want you to write, but I'll give you about a minute or two to do that, so go ahead. Remember to keep those sheets of paper so you can add to them and look back at them in the future. I promise it will be so helpful to have all your tips in one place instead of having to keep going back through the book every time you're confused about something or you forget. It'll be so much easier if it's all on one sheet of paper. So now moving on with today's lesson, we are going to finish up this unit on autobiographies. So for homework, you had to fill out the graphic organizer on the top of page 3. You had to fill out the graphic organizer with details about yourself. And since everyone is a different person, all of your answers will of course be very different from one another. So instead of going over it, I'm going to go over the example that is already filled out and show you what the thought process is behind the graphic organizer. And so hopefully if you had any questions or confusion while doing the homework, this help clears things up. So let's go ahead and go through the graphic organizer on the top of page 3. Look at your homework while I'm going through this so you can sort of make sure you did it right. All right. So here is the graphic organizer, a picture of the graphic organizer that you needed to fill out. You were supposed to fill out this section right here. So let's go over and read through the already filled out example. So this is about someone's mom. So the topic is someone's mother. So the topic sentence goes into this first little box right next to it. And the person chose the topic sentence to be, "My favorite person is my mother because she is always there for me." So we know that the topic of this paragraph is going to be about how this person's mom is their favorite because she is always there to help them. And so we know that the details need to be relevant to this sentence. So supporting detail number 1 It goes in this box right here. It says, she knows how to help me do my homework. So the topic sentence is, my mom is my favorite person is my mother because she's always there for me. And in the supporting detail, she knows how to help me do my homework. That's definitely a good example. Supporting detail number 2, she takes me to my swimming class every day. So, my favorite person is my mother because she is always there for me. She takes me to my swimming class every day. That is definitely a mom always being there. That is very helpful. So that is a good supporting detail because it shows us how the mom is helping their kid. Supporting detail number 3, she listens patiently to my problems and always gives me advice. So the third supporting detail talks about how the mom is very patient and always listens and is very helpful when there is a problem. So we know from reading this paragraph that this person loves their mom, that their mom is their favorite person because she knows how to help with homework, she takes her to swimming class, and she is a patient listener and always gives good advice to help them with their problems. Those are all great supporting details because they help us know how the mother is always there for their kid. And then for the concluding sentence, they wrote, I love my mom. She is a wonderful person. It's a nice little, it's 2 sentences, 2 short sentences, but they provide a good summary of what the rest of the paragraph is about. And the topic, we talk about how the topic sentence, the mom is the kid's favorite person because she's always there, and we end it with she is a wonderful person. That makes perfect sense. So I have just rewritten the exact same sentences over here so I can move them around. But now that we have gone through the chart and we understand the topic sentence, the supporting details, and the conclusion, let's now organize this graphic organizer into an actual paragraph. So this is what you're going to do next with the information you wrote about yourself. But first, we'll start with this example. So the topic sentence is, my favorite person is my mother because she is always there for me. So the topic sentence goes first. So I will just move this down here. Gotta make it a little bit smaller. My favorite person is my mother because she is always there for me. The topic sentence goes first. And then next, you put the first supporting detail. So supporting detail number 1, she knows how to help me do my homework. That one goes next. And then after number 1 goes number 2. So she takes me to my swimming class every day. That one will come right down here. And then after the second supporting detail, you put the third, which is, she listens patiently to my problems and always gives me advice. And then finally, you put the conclusion, I love my mom, she is a wonderful person. So really you would put it here and let it go all the way down, but that's a little bit hard to do on the computer. So I'm going to put it like this, but normally you would have it over here and then start the next line after wonderful. So it would loop down. But as you can see, you take all the information in the graphic organizer and you put it down here into paragraph form. If you want to, you can add some extra details. So maybe we'll add some extra details. Here in supporting detail number 3, it says, she listens patiently to my problems and always gives me advice. We could say something like, I know I can talk to her about anything. So we can add extra details in if we want. Just so you guys can see, this is what a paragraph should look like in the correct format. It should flow to each line continuously, and the first sentence should be 5 spaces in. So there should be a little bit of space on the first sentence so that it starts further in than the other sentences. So it should look like this, and it should flow all the way through, just so you guys know what a complete paragraph looks like. Now that we have gone over the example graphic organizer and filled out the paragraph below, or I filled it out, I now want you to use the information you put in your graphic organizer about yourself into paragraph format in the space below. Make sure you can include extra details if you want, but just make sure you write a full paragraph using the details from your graphic organizer. I'll give you a little bit of time to do that, so go ahead. So now that we have completed all that, we're going to move on and continue learning more about autobiographies. So if everybody looks at page 4, which I will show up here, there is an example paragraph from a girl named Dawn Hill. She wrote a little paragraph about herself. She says, "My name is Dawn Hill, and I am an 11-year-old girl. I live in downtown New York. I love learning about new things. I am also good at painting and playing sports." So that was her first little paragraph about herself. You will be doing the same, but for homework. So for right now, I'm going to use myself as an example and write a beginning paragraph for my autobiography. And you guys can see what I write to give you more of an idea of what to write for your autobiography. So now that we've read about Dawn, it is now my turn to write the intro or the beginning paragraph for my autobiography. So just like Dawn did, I'm going to start with my name and my age. My name is McCrae Mayfield and I am 23 years old. So you already know two things about me, my name and my age. I live in Thailand where I work as an English teacher. So now I've said my name, my age, where I live, and what I do. I am originally from the United States. I love to travel, read books, and go for runs. So this is my intro paragraph. My name is McCrae Mayfield and I am 23 years old. I live in Thailand where I work as an English teacher. I am originally from the United States. I love to travel, read books, and go for runs. So very simple, very short. Mine's only 4 sentences long. Yours can be 4 or 5 sentences too. Just make sure you include information about yourself. Very basic general information, your name, your age, whether you're a girl or boy, where you live, what you like to do, things you're good at, something along those lines. So as you saw, I just wrote a very basic intro paragraph to my autobiography. It's very simple and just goes over a few basic things about me. You are going to do the same for homework. Only needs to be 4 or 5 sentences. What you also need to do for your homework is to complete another graphic organizer, and then you need to write, and that graphic organizer is going to be for your second paragraph. So the first paragraph, the one I just wrote, is very broad. It says your name, where you're from, how old you are, what you like to do. But then in the second paragraph, you need to be more specific. So like I said that I like to go on runs, maybe I could write a whole paragraph about how I like to run. Or maybe you like to play tennis. You could write a whole paragraph about playing tennis. You can write it about anything you want. It just needs to be a little bit more specific. So I will show you some ideas of things that you can write your second paragraph on. Just remember to also fill out the graphic organizer before you write your second paragraph. So for homework, you need to write the intro paragraph like we just did, fill out a graphic organizer like you did the last time for homework and like we did earlier in class, and then use that graphic organizer to write your second paragraph of your autobiography. I will give you ideas on the next screen of what you can write your second paragraph for your autobiography about. So that is all for today. We have completed the unit on autobiography. Everyone is doing fantastic. Remember, for homework, you need to do the intro paragraph of your autobiography, fill out a graphic organizer using one of those ideas on the previous slide of the video, and then use all the information that you put in your graphic organizer to write a second paragraph. I'm so excited to read all about your autobiographies and learn more about every single one of you. Great job today, keep up the good work, and I will see you next time.